Hi, everybody. Uh, Welcome to another very special episode of Pickled Dragon Unscripted, along with the great Dracoya of Dracoya minis and much more. She appears to be straining her tea leaves and looking into the future using
You want me to, are you jealous? You want me to read your tea leaves? I can do it. I see
really, what do
great
they say?
fortune. I see
What?
great fortune
Oh,
in
great
your future.
fortune,
Yeah.
everybody. Okay.
I see lots of likes and comments and subscribes.
Yes, yes, do that. So last time we talked about a book called Hordes of the Abyss. It was a third edition or 3.5 edition WotC source book that I absolutely adore. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and check that video out. It's awesome. Well, this book that we're going to talk about today is a third-party book, and it's special not only because it's great, but Eric Mona, the individual who helped write Hordes of the Abyss, also wrote this book. So since he's kind of responsible for both of my favorite books on the Abyss, he's got to be like the leading authority on demonology, wouldn't you say?
Expert demonologist right here.
Yes, yes. So I am going to share my screen and you'll be able to see this wonder of wonders, the Armies of the Abyss. It's a third-party book from Green Ronin. And this was during the third edition days. Um, and the second book to a two-book series, the first was on devils. Uh,
Now, to reiterate, for those
oh,
of
yes.
you who didn't see the other video, because I wanted to make sure we put this in, there's a difference between devils and demons. There is a difference. Demons are going to be chaotic. They are going to be the embodiment of chaotic evil. They are the destroyers of things. Whereas demons are
Devils.
going to be, sorry?
Devils.
Oh, sorry. See, there we go. Devils. Devils are going to be lawful evil. Devils are going to be more scheming. And devils and demons hate each other
Yes,
with
they
a
do.
burning passion.
And that's where you get the blood war from. So, and if you're interested in the blood war, there's lots of stuff on it. Maybe we'll do a video on the blood war in the future. But in the meantime, we're going to continue with Armies of the Abyss and why this book is something that you should at least have the PDF of, if not the physical book, in your library, and why it doesn't matter what edition you run. There are ideas in this book that are going to make your game amazing.
Yeah, make it fit. It'll be fun. But I would like to disclose to anyone that this is not a child-friendly subject. This is not a child-friendly book. I think it's still great to have in your arsenal. There's definitely some things you could probably take out, but don't pick out this book if you're, trying to DM for a bunch of kids. It's not kid-friendly,
Yeah, I mean, most of your third-party books are a little bit edgier, you
which
know.
I love.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna push the boundary much more than say WotC would have.
Hmm.
Um, and that's part of the reason they can be so good and have such fantastic ideas because they dare to go where others do not,
Yeah.
so to speak. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, so one of the reasons, well, the biggest reason I really love this book are the creatures in it, and not just the creatures, but the unique creatures. So when I say unique creatures, I mean things like they have. I'm going to go down to a very specific creature. One of my very favorites. Here he is. This kind
There
of
we go.
embodies the sort of thing, the edgier content, and also just the quality of ideas that you're going to find here. So again, this is third edition, so the stats may not be relevant to fifth edition, but could easily be the ideas here are very easily adapted to fifth edition.
Yeah.
But this is a guy, Rahu the Tormentor, who is appeared in every single one of my campaigns. I've had like 3 or 4 campaigns since this book came out, and he's appeared in all of them because he's just like one of my favorite guys. And
I mean, and look at his garb. Look at his outfit. You've got belts all over the place and chains, very BDSM vibe.
oh yes. So, oops. So yes, he is obviously a torturer. He is the one of the embodiments of pain and physical torture in the abyss. You can see all the little saws and awls and clamps and whatnot that are the tools of his trade. But what's great here is that you can take the lore down here below and carry it into your game and adapt the stats if need be. I've never actually had a party try to fight him. Um,
I wouldn't.
and
Isn't
and
he known as the God of Truth or the Lord of Truth?
well, he serves the Lord of Truth, I think,
Okay.
which is interesting because torturers are notorious for getting truth out of their victims because people will say whatever they can to get out of the grip of a torturer. So, and I think it's um he serves the patron of both truth and lies.
Mm.
Which is interesting from a torturer's standpoint, you know. So, here is like again, stunning imagery, cool backstory, and easily adapted stats. A great reason to investigate these third party books is because there's these diamonds in the rough, as they say, and you should be checking them out. But it doesn't stop here. Um, there is also very interesting takes on magic in here. So you can see here demonic magic chapter. And I think that Jacoya was kind of perusing it.
Yeah, so there's like all these new domains and new spells. So what was interesting to me is you've got like the pain domain, the pleasure domain, the disease domain. I think it's kind of fun. And so it incorporates some of your, spells that you have in 5e, but also some new different things. So it gives an interesting perception. Like Charm Person was under the pleasure domain, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I
Yes.
don't know. I liked it. It was a cool angle.
Yeah, and each of these domains grants to their user special powers that again you can adapt to 5e or whatever edition that you want. I mean, it's pretty darn cool. So coming
Yeah.
off of Rahu, I'm looking at the pain domain, you know. You can deal extra damage, et cetera, et
And
cetera.
then Matt, you had mentioned the corruption, which
Oh,
I love.
yes.
Get
Just
this. Yeah, go to the it's
go
on
to the
page 10
corruption.
and
I think it's
12.
oops, I went
10
too
through
far.
12.
All right,
There we
corruptions.
go.
So, yeah, so in today's games where player agency is such a big deal, you don't see very often DMs willing to uh, mutilate or disfigure their character, their party members, right?
Right.
But I'm a big fan of like giving the party disfigurements. I have my own personal disfigurement chart. So if you take a massive hit and you take 2 failed death saves, you bleeding out all over the ground, you might come up and you might be missing an arm or whatever. I'm a big fan of that sort of thing. And it forces party members to think outside of the box. Whereas corruptions are something completely different.
Mhm.
You can see them here on the screen, splotchy skin and terrible breath, which
Losing all
Koya
your
immediately
hair.
reacted to the terrible breath one.
Well, because if you're a good player, like I am, then you can take this bad thing that's happened to you, like bad breath, and use it to your advantage. Like, I mean, maybe sure, you're not going to be a great bard now and no one wants to sleep with you in game, but maybe in battle you can start breathing on your enemies and your enemies are more likely to stay away from you because you stank.
Yeah. There's another one that's just general unpleasant odor. Your body emits a rank, pungent odor.
Yeah. Or you lose all your hair.
Yeah. I mean, some of these are pretty like when you think of the medieval times and people, peasants and serfs with all their diseases and disfigurements and leprosy, terrible breath and rotten teeth and whatever. But others are much more nefarious, like vestigial horns. Or there's another one here. We're gonna go down to greater corruptions, cursed progeny, which
Yes.
yes, we think that that could be a perfect backstory. So, like, this is supposed to be applied, these are supposed to be applied to your character, but imagine if that were applied to your parents,
Yeah.
a couple of human parents who were afflicted with this corruption begin giving birth to tieflings
Mm-hmm.
or worse, even full half fiends. That would be interesting.
And
Um,
maybe that's why your party came here to begin with. They're
yes.
seeking a
Yeah.
way to get rid of this curse, this
Yes,
corruption.
lift the family curse, as they say. But yeah, for sure.
All fun ideas.
What's that?
I'm sorry, all fun ideas.
Yes, all wonderful ideas. Tears of blood. You don't cry normal tears anymore. You know, these books are just chock full of amazing ideas that you have got to check out. So if you can get I think this PDF's out there on Drive Through RPG. Or if you can get a physical copy. I'm a big fan of the physical copies because I don't like reading on the computer. But yeah, you got to check it.
So, if any of you guys have books that you'd like to send our way so that we can take a look and make a video about them, any other books that you'd like us to do a video about that we haven't touched, comment down below. Comment, like, subscribe,
All right.
and let us know if there's anything you want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Until
And
next
then,
time, though.
yeah, until next time, come back and have another round on us.
Woohoo!